Welcome to this video learning session. When you complete the session, you will be able to create structure charts that provide a top-down view of an information system and its modules. In this session, you'll learn what structure charts are and why they are important, how to create structure charts that show program modules and relationships, and how you can use a case tool to create structure charts. This building has many components, or modules. You can't see it from the outside, but there is an internal structure that holds the building together. Like this. A systems analyst uses structure charts to show an information system the same way an architect uses blueprints to show the construction of a building. A structure chart shows program modules as rectangles. Higher-level modules are called control modules because they direct the lower-level modules, which are called subordinate modules. The numbering system reflects the way the modules are organized. Library modules store code that can be used in more than one place. A library module has vertical lines at the edges. Data couples show data that one module passes to another. A data couple is represented as an arrow with an empty circle. The data name is shown as a label. Control couples detect a specific condition in one module and signal an action to another module. A control couple is represented by an arrow with a filled circle, and the condition is shown as a label. A diamond shape represents a condition. The control module selects the module that matches the condition. A curved arrow represents a repeating loop. Here, the Get Student Grades and Calculate GPA modules are repeated until the end of file condition is reached. To draw a structure chart, you must understand two important concepts, called cohesion and coupling. Cohesion refers to a module's scope and complexity. The simpler the module is, the more cohesive it is. For example, look at the modules on the left. One checks the customer number, and the other checks the credit limit. Because they perform a single task, each one is highly cohesive, so it will be easy to modify and maintain. Now look at the module on the right. It checks the customer number and the credit limit. Because it performs two tasks, it is less cohesive, so it is not as easy to modify and maintain. Coupling refers to modular dependence. Loosely coupled modules are independent, which means they are easy to modify and repair. The modules on the left are loosely coupled. You could make changes in one module without affecting the other. In the example on the right, the modules are tightly coupled and use a status message to interact. This is not desirable because a logic error in one module can spill over to the other. In Part 2, you'll learn how to create structure charts that show program modules and relationships. You should start by reviewing the FDD and the DFDs. Then identify the program modules and relationships. Next, add couples, loops, and conditions. Finally, analyze the structure chart and the data dictionary to be sure everything has been included. Let's go over the steps one at a time. The first step is to review the functional decomposition diagram and the data flow diagrams to be sure they are accurate and complete. Then, working your way down, you identify control modules and subordinate modules. As you proceed, try to divide multitask processes into smaller units to make them more cohesive. Next, add couples, loops, and conditions. To add couples, review the DFD data flows to identify data that passes from one module to another. You also add loops to show repetition and conditions to show alternative actions. The final step is to analyze the chart carefully. Are the modules strongly cohesive with one task each? Are they loosely coupled and independent? Is the logic correct? Have all elements been included? Is the chart consistent with the data dictionary? If there are any errors, now is the time to go back and fix them. In Part 3, you'll learn how to use a case tool to create structure charts. The term CASE stands for Computer-Aided Software Engineering. For example, the built-in drawing tools are easy to use. The tools are flexible, so you can zoom in or out to show more or less detail. Case tools automatically integrate your diagram into the overall model, so you don't have to re-enter the information. A case tool uses a central repository, which is like a big digital file cabinet. We'll use the Visible Analyst case tool to create a simple two-level structure chart. First, place a control module on the page. Then add 3 subordinate modules and connect them to the control module. In the next example, we'll add more detail. Here is a structure chart for a program that produces student grade reports. We'll add 2 data couples called student number and grades. The control module Produce Grade Reports sends a student number to a subordinate module to request the grades for that student. The subordinate module sends back the data requested. This shows a control couple called End of File. When all grades have been reported, the subordinate module sends a message back to the control module. Here, a loop has been added to show that the process will continue until the end of file condition is reached. Now, the remaining data couples have been added, and the structure chart is complete. In this example, the diamond shape indicates a condition module. Processing will depend on which condition is selected or determined by the program. This shows how the case tool automatically integrates a structure chart and documents the data. The information is stored in a central repository and can be reused or referenced from anywhere in the model. In this session, you learned what structure charts are and why they are important, how to draw a structure chart that shows program modules and relationships, and how you can use a case tool to create structure charts. For more information, you can refer to the textbook or your student study tool. Now it's your turn to apply your skills and check your work. For background information, tasks to complete, and sample answers, go to the Management Information Systems CourseMate at www.cengagebrain.com. Select this text and navigate to the video learning sessions. Thanks for attending this video learning session.